Thank you everyone for joining us. We're going to allow a few more minutes to allow people to come in. All right, welcome everyone. My name is Taya Brown, and I'm the Administrative Coordinator at the Temple Small Business Development Center. The Temple SBDC helps small businesses start, grow, and succeed. We do this through our no-cost consulting and a variety of our no-cost webinars and training programs like the one you're attending today. You are joining us for digital skills for everyday tasks presented by Google, edit reports, emails, and more. We are recording today's session. A copy of the training materials will be sent to all attendees within a follow-up email in the next few days. All attendees have been muted. We encourage you to post any questions in the Q&A and chat box. Now I will turn over the floor to Soleil.
Thank you, Taya. I appreciate it. Hey, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm so excited to jump into today's workshop. It's going to be great. I will introduce myself in a moment, but Taya, I wanted to check and see if you are able to tell me whether the coach assistant, Vicky Sepulveda, is in the room. It doesn't look like I could see. And I can't see the chat. Is this the chat that's open now? This is going to go to everyone here.
Yes, so your chat box should say.
There you go. I see Karen just said something. Okay, perfect. Well, give me just a couple minutes, get everything all set up, and then I'm going to jump right into the content for today. As you can see on the screen, we're going to be covering digital skills for everyday tasks. A lot of you probably use a lot of these Google products, but we'll be introducing some different items and services that probably didn't know some of the products do. So I'm really excited to get into this with you all today. Thank you for all the greetings in the chat. So give me 1 minute. I just want to go over some of the things that we will kind of be doing today. So whenever I do my presentations, I love to engage with you all as the audience. Sometimes we sit in sessions like this and it is pretty much just someone presenting to you, but not engaging with you. This workshop today will be very engaging. So just get ready to be a part. If you want to turn your camera on, if you want to ask questions in the chat, I absolutely would love for you to engage. So I am going to drop things in the chat throughout the presentation where you can respond. Like I might say, is this your first time in a Google workshop? Type 1 for yes and 2 for no. So if that is the case, then you just go ahead and drop it in the chat and we'll engage with you that way. You can also ask questions in the chat. There will be questions and answer portions throughout the different products that we discuss, and we'll also take some questions and answers at the end. I see people in the chat saying there is not an option for you to turn on your camera or mic, and that's perfectly fine. It's probably because we're in full presentation mode, so you probably could see my screen and you probably can see me. So I promise to keep you engaged throughout our time here spent together. So let's go ahead and get started. My name is Soleil Meade. I am the Pennsylvania Grow with Google Digital Coach. I'm located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I am also the CEO of Soleil Branding Essentials. That means that I help small business owners and visionaries like yourself help to elevate their brands through graphic and web design, as well as through brand strategy and marketing services. I absolutely love what I do because it gives me a chance to help people bring their vision to life. So I'm really excited to engage with you all today and to present my business. You may also see within the chat soon, Vicky Sepulveda. She is the Texas West Grow with Google Digital Coach. So she might be in the chat dropping some questions of engagement. and things of that nature for you so you can continue to stay engaged with us. So I'm going to drop all of my information in the chat. If you want to connect with me, I would love to connect with you. So let's talk about upcoming workshops. I am thrilled to be connected with Temple SBDC. They are hosting this workshop today. We're doing another one next week. And I also have a couple of individual workshops at the end of the month that we will be using to go ahead and get your small business owners trained and ready to continue to brand your business. I'm dropping the link in the chat now so you can register for the upcoming events this month. So tell me in the chat, how many of you all are actually working remotely or working from home or with other team members in another location? Give me an explanation point in the chat if that's you. I just want to see, okay, got a bunch of people working from home, me too. So I want to tell you all that be kind to yourself. It is an adjustment working from home, but it's also a privilege. So these are some just quick tips that are going to help you to continue to stay focused while you're working from home. And the reason why I started by saying be kind to yourself is because honestly, guys, it's hard sometimes to check all of these boxes, to keep your routine, to make sure you eat lunch. I missed that one today. I can't eat until we're done. It happens so often. Scheduling your breaks, making sure you have the tools that you need to function at home, creating your to-do list the night before you go to bed, giving your coworkers grace and time to respond when everyone is dealing with home and work at the same time. And when you're not at work, don't work. When you're finished for the day, shut that laptop down and engage at home. Those things are so important. And again, I see many of you are working from home or working from home and in the office. So this workshop today is going to be very helpful to provide you some tools that's going to help you to use some free products that Google offers to help make your routine better. So let's go ahead and move on. I'm coming to the chat again. I am curious. Let me know, what are some problems and challenges that your business faces right now? What are some of the digital barriers that you might be running into? And you can go ahead and talk to me in the chat and share that with me. I'm very curious because as I move throughout the presentation, I will be able to go ahead and address maybe some of the challenges that you all mentioned. So I'm going to go ahead and talk through this particular slide about what we're going to focus on today. To-do lists are super important, whether you're working from home or in an office or just trying to keep up with your life. Collaboration and virtual documents has become key to us because now when we are working from home or we have coworkers that are in another location, being able to still collaborate and work together with them helps to make the load easier. And Google has several products that make it easy to still communicate in virtual documents and even share your projects and updates. So let me take a minute to read some of the problems and barriers that you all are facing. So too many communication platforms to sift through. Amen to that. Find what works for you and stick with what works for you. Being consistent using digital tools. I think consistency is something that's hard for all of us as entrepreneurs, not using digital help at all. Yes, there's so much support out there in this digital world. Even Google, I use Google all the time just to search for how to do things. Project tracking and assignment issues. I love that. So Sarah, today will be super helpful for you. We're going to talk about making meeting agendas and different things of that nature to help you track your projects and things like that. We actually have a workshop that I think we're going to be doing with Temple SBDC next month that is focused on creating project tracking and project lists, project plans. So I hope you're able to join that. Time management, Post-its and papers everywhere, too many platforms, hard to focus, Tech is challenging. I absolutely get it. Thank you all so much for sharing these things. I hope that something that's shared today helps you to better navigate some of the challenges that you're facing, I highly recommend that if you are able to tap into some of these resources and the classes that Temple SBDC provides to you. Our Grow with Google coaches are all across the country, and we all host different workshops probably every week. So tap into those resources to get the information that you need. So here is a quick agenda of what we will be reviewing today. So we'll talk about creating a to-do list with Google Sheets. I know someone had mentioned that an issue is like Post-its and papers everywhere. So if you can shift yourself to doing things in a digital manner, having your to-do list on Google Sheets, you can use certain tools within Google Sheets that will eliminate some of that paper everywhere, and everything will be on your sheet, whether it's comments, highlights of things that you need to still complete and things of that nature. We're also going to talk about creating a meeting agenda with Google Docs. And then lastly, we're going to talk about how to build a presentation using Google Slides. So first things first, you want to go ahead and set up or sign into your Google account. If you don't have an account, you can sign up for free, but one of the best ways to utilize Google products is ensuring that you're signed into your account. And a pro tip is make sure you use the account that is associated with your business. A lot of us have personal Google accounts as well. So just make sure you use your business account. And I'm going to drop a question in the chat. These are some of the various applications that Google has, and I'm very curious to know, what Google tools are you familiar with? We have Sheets, Docs, Slides, Google Photos, which Google Photos has been one of my favorites for business. And I'll drop this tip right here for you all. It's my favorites for business because if I'm creating a flyer in Google Slides, or if I am wanting to share a picture or something with one of my clients, then if I have Google Photos and I go to insert a photo, it's going to pull up all the pictures that are right in my photos instead of me having to store all of them on my computer or search for them on my computer. Google Photos integrates with some of these business tools that we use so well. And I'm so glad to see that you all are using some of the tools that we have, Chrome, Gmail, everything except Slides. So I can't wait to introduce Slides to you, Kim. Rita, you said you found another option, so I'm not echoing anymore, and you've been using Sheets and Docs a couple times. So we're going to jump right into this and get you all started into using some of these tools. So one of the things that you want to familiarize yourself with, and many of you, since you use the tools, you probably already are, is the application tab. So that little dot matrix is what we call the Google app. So when you click on that, it then reveals all of the different tools and products that we have. The one that we're going to focus on right now is Drive. So when you go to Google Drive, you can store all types of information, access your files, share files, and literally it can be anything from pictures to documents to spreadsheets to presentations, and it's put all in one place for you. It's almost like, you know, our Google Drive is our personal cloud where everything is safe and private for you and your business. So let's hop right into what our first task is on our to-do list in today's workshop. So first, we're going to talk about creating a to-do list with Google Sheets. So I'm going to ask another question in the chat. Talk to me, let me know if you create to-do lists on a frequent basis. So you can type 1 for yes, 2 for no, or 3 for is needed. I would literally be lost without my to-do list, y'all. And sometimes it's cumbersome because it's so many tasks on it, but I literally do so much that I have to have a to-do list with. And it seems like a lot of you all do too. So let's hop into Google Sheets and talk more about how to create your to-do list right within Google, giving you a virtual option so we can eliminate some of that paper on our desk and some of the writing that we have in our planners and get everything in one area, right on our laptop where we're already working. So one of the first things that you want to do is you want to click new, and I invite you all to follow along with this. You can easily just pull up another window and follow along with each of these exercises. They are literally going to be step by step of how you would do the task that we're focusing on today. So you want to click new, and then you want to go to Google Sheets, and then Google Templates. Google Templates, one of my favorite things, because little did I know is Google provides all of these templates to help us to better serve and find what we need. So what happens is, excuse me, guys. So sorry about that, guys. I had a quick interruption, but I'm back. So what you want to do is open up a template. Now, I highly recommend that you jump into those templates and explore all of the different ways that you can actually use templates to help you with your business, or templates for budgets. And somebody created wanting to use a budget. There are templates for to-do list, literally almost anything you can need for your business in the various Google products, you're going to find a template you can use for that. So you want to choose the to-do list for this particular one. So the slide now is showing you how to step by step go and choose a template. And I see someone's asking in the chat, can you go over how to manage multiple task lists, work and personal? Yes, definitely. We'll go ahead and cover how to get into the task list, and then I will try my best to give you some tips on how to manage both. I think that's mind over matter more than anything, but it's so important for us as small business owners running so much at once to feel like we have that balance between the two. So let's get into this to-do list. So now you are in your to-do list and you can see that it's already set up. So because you chose the template, now you see the setup of it. On the left column, you have the check boxes where you can go and check off when you have something complete. You have the date, and then you have the task that you can complete. So you can go ahead into this actual file and edit it very easily. Make it your brand colors, put your task in there, so on and so forth. I'm thinking that another cool way to manage multiple task lists, like work and personal, it could be color coding. So in this to-do list, maybe you make the red lines are work related and the yellow lines are personal. Another cool thing about Sheets is that when you are in Google Sheets, down at the bottom of your sheet, it has tabs. So you can create one Excel or you can create one sheet and then add a tab, and one tab be your work task. And then you can literally create a new tab that is your personal tab. And then you can create a to-do list from that as well. So let's go ahead and look into this a little bit more. The template might look a little different from a blank spreadsheet because it has your task and everything all written out. So you're able to go in and change this information so it best suits you. Your cells are organized into rows and columns, and every cell has a name based off of the column and the row. So we have this check mark, that's our completion cell, where you can go and check off what's there. You also have your date and your task. You can add text, you can add formatting, different formulas. But for this to-do list, you probably will end up keeping it pretty simple. And then populating your sheet. This is where, again, you want to make it your own. You want to add your task, add your dates. As you can see, as it's going through this slide, it's showing you how you can click in and change the text and put in your own information. That's really helpful because, as you can see, Google Sheets is providing you the template. All you have to do is go plug in your information, update your dates. For me, when I use this, I usually add another column and I put assign to. So then that way I know who is assigned to the workspace, because we'll get into that a little later, but I share my tasks with my assistant. So there are some tasks on my to-do list that are things that I need to handle, and there are other tasks that she needs to handle. So that is something that I can add to that. And you can add anything that works best for you as far as what you need. So this is how you would populate columns and rows. Again, I just told you all how I will add a column. And this is showing you step by step how we do that. So you go to insert and you go to columns, and then you insert a column to the left or the right, wherever you want it to go. And then that column populates. And then you can go ahead and add additional information. If you are adding like a solid column in which you're tracking information, then you can go ahead and rename that column in the naming row and put assigned to. It looks like in this example, they're showing who it might be assigned to. You can also change the colors because branding is really important. So if you want to go ahead and make sure your to-do list matches your brand or add your logo to it, you can also do that as well. This is showing you how you can go ahead and change the color and make it what works for you. Another wonderful thing about this is whenever you create your to-do list in Google, it automatically saves onto your Google Drive. So that's important because it's automatically going to update. And then this here is showing exactly what it is that a to-do list would look like. And this is showing you where it would show up in your drive. So I'm going to pause for a minute. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions so far? I know you talked about going over how to manage multiple task lists. I hope what I shared helped. And if you are able to hold on till the end, I can review anything like in a live portion where I can show you all how we would maneuver that in the Google Sheets. And I can do that to show you how to better do that. So if you have questions or want to hold for a live portion, then we can do that. So my coach assistant, Vicki, is in here. Hi, Vicki, welcome. And she's going to be managing the chat and asking you those questions. So we're really curious, are you going to start using Google Sheets to make your to-do list? If you are, type 1 for yes, 2 for no, and a 3 for maybe. And let us know what kind of to-do list are you going to make that's going to help you make business and life easier. I already know a couple of you are going to do some personal and work. So now we're going to go ahead and hop into talking about how to create a meeting agenda for your business. So if you create meeting agendas on a frequent basis, let us know in the chat. 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 for as needed. So this is another really, really cool tool and a new product that you will be using in order to create this sheet. And just like Google Sheets, it has templates as well. So again, now we're about to go into Google Docs. So I want you to explore those templates in Google Docs to see which ones would be the best for you. And I see that Ada asked, what's the big difference between Google Sheets and Excel? I would say the big difference is Google Sheets is free. Usually with Excel, we have to pay for it. And Google Sheets is absolutely free. Another thing that is a real advantage for Google Sheets is that it's so easy to share with anyone the document that you're working on. So if you are working on a team of people and all of you all are using the same to-do list, then everyone can be added to the sheet. You both could work into the sheet at the same time together. It would show your cursor, Ada, is purple, and then mine's would be pink, and then Joe's would be green. And we could all be updating our task and adding information. That's a really cool benefit that I haven't been able to see Excel use effectively as Sheets does. That is just one of those special things about Google tools that allows you to share and collaborate with people that I think really sets it apart. All right, so let's go get into this meeting agenda. And I see there's some questions in the chat, and I promise you all, I will come and answer all of them. So you're going to go ahead and go to your Google Apps, and then you're going to go and open up Google Docs. So new Google Docs from a template and find the meeting notes template. There it goes. And you guys see there's so many. I see somebody asked about an ebook. And that's a good question. You probably could develop something in maybe slides or docs, probably slides. And I do know that a lot of people have been creating ebooks in Canva as well. And later this month, we have a workshop coming up to talk about navigating Canva with your brand. So if you're interested in that, hopefully it would pop up. So someone said you don't see the meeting notes option. Let me see. Give me 1 second. I'll do it with you all. You all still should be able to see my screen. So I am going to go to Docs. And cool thing about this is up here, it has the search bar, and it's going to pull up, it's going to search probably your whole Google Drive. But if you go to the template gallery, then you should be able to scroll through, and it is in the work section. So hopefully this kind of live tutorial, I'm sure you all can see my screen. You can see that meeting notes is there. So you just click on the meeting notes, and then it's going to open up one for you, and then you can go ahead and edit. So I'm going to go back to the presentation just so I can continue to follow through. As you all can see, what the presentation is showing is very similar to what I just showed you all in a live kind of setting. So you have your meeting note template pulled up. And again, it automatically is going to save to your drive, and you have full power of the style of the document. So you can not only just update the information, but you can also, change the colors, add photos if you are reviewing like a new product or something that the team needs to discuss, and fully utilize this agenda template to create your agenda. And this is showing you that how it has placeholder information in there. So now you want to go ahead and select text and begin to format it so it pretty much matches your business brand and your needs. You just don't want to change the colors. Maybe it's not important, the attendees that are there. And maybe you want to add another column, or you want to delete that. And instead of saying attendees, you want to put the high level focus for the day, or say you're keeping the attendees. You want to know who's there, but every meeting you all share a motivational quote. You can go ahead and add that right underneath the attendees and make it your own. So that's the one thing I encourage you all to do is, as you're getting these tools from this workshop, you want to really try to focus on making it your own. Make these systems and these tools work for you and your business. So this is showing how you're going to go in and change the colors of things, making it to add to your brand. Another cool thing is you can add comments to the documents without changing the text. So again, if myself and Vicky are working on a project together, and this new business line that you see on the screen is a part that I'm working on. And Vicky is like, you know what? I love what she has there, but I think we're missing this information. Just like you see illustrated on this slide, Vicky can select that text and give me recommendations by making a comment on my text without actually editing the file, which is huge, because now you don't have to worry about someone else editing what you're working on. They're making a comment and suggestion, and then you can go in and resolve that comment and make your updates accordingly. So we talked about this already. The collaboration with others is really, really important, because you can at them. So in the comment, if Vicky wants to make sure that I see this, because say I don't have this meeting agenda open all the time, then what she can do is hit the @ sign and then assign it directly to me. And then I will be able to get an alert in my Gmail account that tells me Vicky has made a comment to check it. Super helpful to make sure that things don't fall between the cracks. And then you can go ahead and assign it to me and then hit the assign button, and it's going to show up in my Gmail account. Another thing that you can do is share the files with others. We covered this a little bit in the last segment, but this is one of those tools that I feel really sets the Google product line apart. You can share your files with other people. So this is showing you how to do that. So you will want to click share, and then when it comes up, you insert in the person's email address that you want to share it with. And if you see directly to the right of the email address, it has a portion where you can change the access levels of that person. So they can be an editor, they can be a viewer, or they can be a commenter. So if you make someone an editor, then they're going to have full ability to edit your entire document. If you just want them to review it and make comments, you make them a commenter, and then you can put a message in there and send it directly to them for them to review. It is one of the most useful features in Google Docs and all of the other apps to really help us to connect and communicate with others. This is giving you an idea of whenever you share who sees your files. So it's really up to you. You have full access to who sees whatever it is that you want to present. So this is showing that, say the agenda, you share your meeting agenda with your entire team, but the budget, you don't want to share with the entire team. You only want to share with the finance team. And because these documents are separate, you have the capability to enter in the email addresses of the people who you wish to share it with and control the access level that we have. So I'm going to pause for a moment. I see there's some questions in the chat, and I'm also going to open it up for you all to ask any questions at this moment as well. You can drop them in the chat, and I see that there's a Q&A floating as well. So I will be collecting all of your questions and making sure I answer them. All right. What if things you have in Excel or Word or a PDF, can you still collaborate? I do believe you still can collaborate, but it will open it up and convert it to whichever Google product that it aligns with. And then you'll have to edit it from there. So for instance, if it's a PDF and you open it up, it'll probably end up opening a PDF in Google Doc. And sometimes when it converts it, it gets a little funky. So you might have to go back and fix the PDF, but you'll still be able to collaborate in that space to discuss the changes and things that are there. Excel does convert pretty well as Google Docs, but the PDF is the only thing that can get a little dicey on you. Some doc placement templates have in blue add-on. Do you have to pay for them? That's a good question. I'll look into that. I'm not too sure, but that's something that I can address at the end to see. It might just want you to add it to like your Rolodex of templates that you use, but I don't think any of them you have to pay for. So do other persons have to have Gmail? No. So you can add anyone that any email account you can add. What'll happen is if you add someone that doesn't have Gmail, it'll pop up and say, this person isn't in the network. Do you want to share anyway? So yes, Jessica, you asked if the video will be sent over. I believe the recording of this will be sent over and available.
Oh, so like to clarify, you will allow the recording for this presentation to be sent to the attorneys? Okay.
Excuse me. I think I discussed that with another person earlier, that this absolutely, the recording was going to be, I think, sent out to everyone. So yes, you all will be able to watch this back. How to upload an Excel file or a Word doc into Google Docs or Google Sheets. Yes, I can show you that at the end. And I see Vicky answered a couple of questions. Excuse me, guys. I'm talking to you all, giving you this good stuff, and my throat is trying to not cooperate with me, but we're ready. So we're about to move into the final portion, and I'm glad because it looks like we still have a lot of time so we can show live how to do some of the things in the session. So we are going to talk about building a presentation with Google Slides next. So if you use pitch decks or presentations on a frequent basis, let me know in the chat. 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 for as needed. That's always helpful for me because it lets me know. Okay, so it's like here or there. Most people don't, some as they need. I will tell you all this, and Vicky can attest to this as well. There are some pretty cool things that you can do in Google Slides that if we open our mind beyond thinking about just delivering a presentation and maybe creating flyers for your business, graphics and marketing. I've watched someone create their whole social media graphics in slides. You make it the size of your Instagram post and you go and you can add pictures. And remember, I told y'all about the cool feature that Google Photos allows you to just plop things in there. It's really cool. So I'm excited to get into this. So now I want you to imagine that you have planned your virtual event that you are hosting with your to-do list, and you collaborated with your team to make an agenda for the event. And now you need to build a presentation in order to communicate effectively with the people that are going to be coming to your virtual event that you're hosting. It could be a big summit. It could be a all staff retreat. Whatever it is, whether you are providing information, pitching your business, or even building your business, Google Slides can really help you to prepare for it. And it's so important that we show up in the right way. We do all of this work behind the scenes. I feel like the to-do list and the meeting agenda are things that we do behind the scenes that prepare us for how we present ourselves to the public or whoever we are presenting to. And creating a visual appeal is very important, and Google Slides is going to help you to do that. So now we're going to explore slides. We did sheets, we did docs, and now we're talking about Google Slides. So you want to, from your drive, go to new, and then go down to slides and go to from a template. Once again, one of my favorite things, maybe outside of the collaboration tools that we're able to use in today's session, is the templates. I think they're so empowering. I was literally floored. I attended this particular workshop before I was a digital coach. And then when that coach opened us up to the actual templates that were available, my mind was blown. I felt, as a business owner, and many of you hopefully can relate, I felt so empowered because there were things that I said I needed to do, like update a business plan, work on a budget, create an event flow sheet. And like all of those items that I said I needed to do, there were templates for it in Google, and it made me feel a little bit better that I was able to do that on my own with the help of these templates. So I can't talk about them enough. I hope I sold you all, and everyone is going to check out these templates and how great they can serve your business and your needs. I mean, they even have templates for your kids' event schedules and class schedules and things like that. It really makes sure it touches everyone and their needs. So you want to go to templates and choose the status report, because we are going to use the status report template to create this presentation for our event. So this is an example of what it looks like. It automatically, again, saves it to your Google Drive, and the template is built in. So as the illustration is showing, you just have to go in and make it your own. You can add pictures to this. You can change your brand colors and whatever else you need to, but the template is making it helpful for you. And I'm so glad to see your comments. I'm getting anxious because I can't wait to read through some of the dialogue that's happening in the chat to hopefully give some even greater feedback on how to implement these things into your business. So every template has a pre-designed layout. It'll even have pictures and placements where you can just go ahead and change the image out. It'll have all of your photos laid out, so you are visually presenting in a new way. You also have the option to add a new slide. So this is showing you here how you can change your template and add a new slide. So you click that plus button and it's showing you all of the slide templates that are available for this particular presentation. So the one that you see highlighted is what I would like to call an infographic slide. So say if you are presenting an infographic that says 85% of our customers say that using this product has caused their business income to boost, significantly over the last year that they used it, then that infographic slide would be great because it is going to pull to attention that huge percentage, and you can go ahead and insert that slide in there so you can make it your own and update it. This illustration here is showing you how you can, this is another one of cool features that we have. It's showing you how you can get pictures right from the web onto your slideshow. So I just went back because you go to insert and you go to images. And if you go to search the web, then you can see over to the right, they're searching digital marketing. And if you hit enter, it pulls up all these different digital marketing pictures, and you can just click one and add it in there. And boom, now you have something added in for digital marketing on your slide. And from here, you can continue to format it. That same insert images is where you would go to access images that might be in your photos. You can even access things that might be on your drive. It's really, really cool to make it your own and to help you to personalize it and get all the information that you need. So at this point, you pretty much built out your slide deck, you selected some layouts, and now it's time for you to share the presentation. And you might want to share it with your team first to get your input. Again, because we know the sharing options that are available with Google, you can share it with your team members and have them only be able to comment on it as a commenter, and they can leave comments on the slide so they're not changing your slide up. Or you can make your actual presentation available to everyone who will be in the audience. You can even embed your presentation onto a web page. And the way to access these settings is using the share icon. So here it is showing you, this is how you would go ahead and add more people to it. You also see below, there's the get link, and the get link actually shows you a link that you can share with people. And then you just copy the link. If it's restricted, it's only going to show to the people that you add above, but you can change the access level and you can make it to be anyone with this link, meaning anyone with the link will be able to go ahead and see your presentation. So I want you all to take a moment and drop any questions or anything you would like to show me live. We still have, I believe, 12:45, so about 15 minutes, right, Taya? Am I right? You can keep me on time, Taya, but drop any questions that you all have in the Q&A or in the chat. And then I am going to go over these recapping resources, and then I'm going to review the chat and we'll get into answering some of your questions.
Yes, we have 15 minutes left.
Okay, perfect. So the to-do list. This is where you can manage the tasks that you need to do for both your work, for your personal life. I use task lists for specific events, and you can make it digital. Again, if you're working with someone on a task or in your business, add them to it and collaborate on your to-do list. We also talked about creating meeting agendas right in Google. I think a really cool feature about the agenda is if you are having a meeting with your team, you can literally have people, everyone on your team could have access to make comments in the agenda, either before and during or even after your event. If you add your team to it and you give them that framework to say, this is my expectation. I want you all to review the agenda before we meet on Friday and add anything that you need to add. And they can add their comments in. And then you can ask them during the meeting if you're taking notes or if something is resolved, then resolve it. Like you can use it as a functional tool for your meetings and your agendas. And then lastly, we talked about using Google Slides to do a presentation. And you saw how you can make your slide deck polished and professional by using a template, adding your own pictures, and adding your own information that's suitable for your business. Some of other really great apps that we have is Google Forms. It is a free way to create forms or surveys needed. I highly recommend checking that out. You also can try out Google Sites. You can build a website for free on Google Sites, especially if it's an informational website. It's very easy to put information about your business on there. Calendar is another really great one to manage your schedules and collaborate. And Google Meet is where it's very similar to the Zoom platform where you can connect with video with others. So talk to me in the chat. I think Vicki already asked, but what are some of your takeaways today? Like what's one thing that you're going to do after this workshop today? Share it in the chat and let us know. Let us know what really helped you and what you'll implement. And then I'm going to introduce these tools very quickly. Actually, in your handout that is provided, the third page lists all of the Google tools that we talk about. And Vicki is going to drop these certificates and other resources in the chat for you. Google certificates is where you can take your learning and development to a new level. These are the various certificates that we offer. I actually am about to start the digital marketing and e-commerce certificate. So it really helps you just polish your skills and tighten up. Grow on Air is where you can watch workshops similar to the one that we did today at your own convenience so you can learn and scale your business skills. And Grow is another place for not just business owners, but students, businesses, job seekers to get connected to information that's necessary. Again, this resource slide, all of this information is included in your handout. And lastly, Vicki will drop the link for a survey. The Google team actually reads all of these surveys to make sure that we're continuing to adhere to our program goals and serve small businesses like yourself. So please, if you have a couple moments, just fill out the survey for me. So I am going to go ahead and shift to the chat and check out some of your questions. And if there's any live things that I can show you all, I will free myself up for that.
And while everyone is putting their questions in the chat box, I am also going to drop a few links that will include the survey for the Temple SBDC. It is a survey that we would like you all to fill out. It helps with our funding so we can continue to present no cost webinars like the one you're attending today. And another link will be the Temple SBDC resources page so you can find more webinars to register for, such as this one.
Thank you, Taya. So I have a question that was actually in a question and answer tab from Sarah, and I want to answer it. So Sarah's like me. She says she has a Google account through school, but she also has one for her business. And like me, I also have one for my nonprofit too, and one for my personal account. How can I transfer files easily from one Google account to another? So I want to answer that because I think that's something that all of us could potentially kind of come to. So the best way to do that is making sure that the documents that you have are in your Google Drive, and then you can share it with whichever account that you need it to be under as well. So when you do that, so say you have something from your school, but you also want it to be in your business account, or maybe you're not using your school account anymore and you want everything to go over to your business account, then all of your files that you have in your school drive, you can like maybe condense into a folder and call it, school files, and then share that folder to your business account. And then now that will always live over in your business account so you won't lose it. That I would think is the best way to handle that. I hope that answers your question. And Vicky, if you have any comments or additives on any of the questions that are answered, I don't know if you can come off of mute or not, but if you could answer in the chat, I always value your input. Let's see, any other questions? Slides, okay, that you guys saying everything that you're going to use. I love that. Lisa, you mentioned something about Quicken and accounting. So I will say that we have some workshops probably coming up either later in the year or early next year that focus a little bit more around finances and budgeting. I would encourage you to explore sheets and the templates, because what you'll find is there are some really kind of detailed templates in Google Sheets that would align and help you to connect with accounting and budgeting and things of that nature. All right, can I link a cell in Sheets to a picture? Like I don't want to pick in a box, but would like to click it to see a pic of an item. That's a good question. I think that Sheets is a little touchy whenever it comes to pictures and links, but let's see. So I'm going to go to my apps and I'm going to open a sheet. How about I just open this to-do list because we were in it. And then I'm going to highlight a cell. I'm going to go to insert and I'm going to go to link. So you would copy and paste the link here. So here, let's do this. Let's go to my drive. And let me find a picture. All right. I know I got some pictures in there. So here's a picture file, right? That's to one of my workshops. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to get a link, right? Because remember, we learned how to get a link to our files that we have in our drive. So I'm going to copy the link, and then I can go back to the sheet and drop this link here and hit apply. And then now that link is there. And just like you wanted it to, a picture shows up of it, but it's not the actual picture in the box. I hope that answered your question, Rita. And let me see, is there a way to move folders easily from one Google Drive account to another? Okay, Sarah, we got that one. Do you feel it's beneficial or necessary to purchase Google Workspace to get all the available benefits? I love Google Workspace. So yes, I do think that it is helpful to have at least I think there's a startup level. There's a level of Google Workspace that includes Google Meet as well, like and the ability to record on Google Meet. I don't want to steer you wrong on which one that is. So it's the business standard one. Also, another cool thing about Workspace is it allows you to create a lot of email aliases. So I'll use Sarah for an example. Me and Sarah, we have a personal account and we have a work account, a school account. And to be honest, a lot of us get kind of connected to whatever accounts that we've had and have been using for a while. So for instance, I have Soleil branding essentials at gmail.com because when I first started my business, I was doing my business as a side hustle and I just needed an email. I couldn't afford a website and things like that at the moment, but I'm so used to using that. And I have so many people email me there that I kind of don't want to get rid of it, but I don't have to because I can create an email alias that says info@soleilbrandingessentials.com, and all of those emails, people can email that, but it's actually going to my Soleil Branding Essentials at Gmail because it gives it like a mask to put on. So it doesn't appear that I'm using an at Gmail account. So Workspace allows you to do that, which I think is really cool. Taya, were there any questions that I didn't catch? Vicky, is there anything that you noticed that I didn't catch?
No, I'm going through it. I don't see anything.
Okay. Let's see, Sarah asked a question about PowerPoint. So yes, so pretty much you have Google Sheets that's comparable to Excel. You have Google Docs that is comparable to Microsoft Word, and Google Sheets that is comparable to PowerPoint. The big takeaway is that, you know, the Google products are free. They also have those cool features that we talked about when it comes to collaboration and not just being able to share a file with someone, but literally someone else on your team can be working in a file at the same time and you're on vacation in Mexico and they're sitting at home at their desk. So that's a really cool feature. Rita said she plans on using slides for pics of your ceramic items. Absolutely. Pictures make everything come to life. Oh, congratulations, Crystal. You said you started your business and gained 2 clients with Google. I'm so glad to hear that. I don't think I see any other questions. I'm going to go back down to the bottom. Are there other functions you mentioned like slides or scheduling confidential as intended? So I want to make sure that I'm answering this properly. So the slides and like your calendar, that is one thing that I believe is built into Workspace. Like there's a level of, and I think our domains, like there's a level of protection, but Google just naturally, because it controls everything, has that level of protection of your information. But if you are in a particular file within slides or sheets or docs, and you want that file to be restricted, so like only certain people can view it, you can do that whenever you go to share it. I hope that answers your question, John. I'm not sure. Well, I don't want to hold anything up any longer. We literally are right at time. So I want to thank you all so much for your time today. I really enjoyed communicating with you all. I know Vicky has dropped my information in the chat. So if you have any follow-up questions, you can feel free to email me directly and I will respond to you. And I wish you all the best of success in your businesses. And please come back for more workshops, not just offered by Google, but also by Temple SBDC, providing you with great information and resources for you to excel and be your best.
Thank you, Soleil, for presenting this wonderful webinar for us. If you are interested in registering for any of the other webinars, please feel free to use that resources page. You can always contact the SBDC if you didn't catch it here. And unfortunately, the survey link for this webinar is not currently up, but you will also be sent it in your follow-up email. It's a 4-question survey that is required by the SBA. And thank you everyone for joining us today.
Thank you.